Good morning everybody, thank you for joining me today. Today's reading is going to be, are they in love or just enjoying the attention? So thank you very much for the suggestion for the reading off the YouTube comment section. So that is what today's reading is going to be. The first card, you've got the Queen of Cups. These are all women. I basically chose the pictures because this is what it feels like in here. It's 13 degrees, it's absolutely freezing. So these pictures feel like it actually is. So this is the Queen of Cups. This is the Empress for number 2. And number 3 is the High Priestess. And we will see what comes up, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay. Remember when I do these readings, I think I said this very much at the beginning, when you're having a group reading, or I guess any tarot reading to be honest, it's like overhearing a conversation at a bus stop that you know yourself far better than I do translating these, what's going on. So I suppose I'm trying to say is, can you meet me halfway with regards to, well, I will tell you what I can see in these cards, and then you can perhaps, your own situation, and what you will feel is if I say something that feels wrong, your whole gut will say, no, that's not right. And that is probably part of it. And probably the most interesting part of all readings is when you think, no, that's not me. That's not for me. That bit's for me. What we've got here is a feeling of somebody who is got a strong nature. And I will just point these out quickly and I go through the cards bit by bit. I think you're softer. I think you fall in love far quicker. I think this person doesn't expect to fall in love. I think this person at the moment, maybe beforehand as well, could be just enjoying the attention. And there may be an element of trying to structure that attention or organise it so it suits them. They've got a curious nature as well. So they're very much trying to see how the situation is moving. It doesn't feel bad, but there's a feeling here that you're softer and it could be bad. But I think that what's going to happen is going to be a complete turnaround of events in this connection, where the one who thinks they hold the power, or the one that thinks that they are in control of themselves as well, is going to be the one that is smitten, is what I would say here. Let me tell you what I've just seen. And as I said, it may change because I tend to make quick decisions, and sometimes I find things later on that basically give a bit more detail to the story. This is what I'm picking up straight away. They've got the Emperor card over here. The Emperor card is like a business person, somebody who comes across as very authoritarian, very organised and very forthright. So as I said, like a business type that goes and gets things done and it makes sense, and there's not a lot of room for emotion. So you're asking, are they in love? Emperor types fall in love, but it's got to make sense to them as well. Emperor types tend to be very good parents. Because they look after, if they've decided this is my future, I'm going to make sure that these people are okay. But they're not the sort of hippy-dippy falling in love and tripping over themselves. You, on the other hand, over here with the Ten of Water, have got a totally different feel of somebody who is soft-hearted and kind and considerate, and that love rules the day. It's like you don't care whether you're not bothered about structure, possibly. You're not that bothered about finances, but you are bothered about the content in people's hearts. So that's how you're coming across there and connecting with people. It's not just love relationships, it's friends and family and different types of partners. You like to connect with people, and how you treat people is of utmost importance to you. I'm not saying it isn't to this person either, but it's a byproduct of what else they're doing. I know I sound hard, but that's what I would say. You've got in the centre, which the centre spread is all possibly the most important. And this is more like, these darker cards are more like emotional. You've got the loss here. The Five of Cups, cups are always emotions. You've got some cups standing, but there's some sort of loss. This feels like maybe in the near future, maybe it's happened that you pull away from this person and then they realise what they had. I'm not saying they don't now, but the Tower card here is a collapse of a situation, even though it feels like that emotional energy is seeping slightly out of here. So, are they in love with you? They feel that they could lose you if something doesn't change. And then you've got here the Tower card, which is a collapse. And to have the Fool card after the Tower card, the whole situation reboots. It is like, as we say, around about 2026, you know, to 2030, the Great Reset. But this is your relationship, or this is your connection that has a great reset, where everything falls to pieces and everything else starts afresh. And that does get rid of stale bits as well. But I suppose on a wider scale, it's we don't want to be manipulated into things places we don't want to go, which is the Fool card as well, which very much sees behind the scenes, but this is about you. The Curiosity, you've got the pages on both sides. Pages are youthful, and you've got here a mask and looking outwards and seeing where growth is in a very practical way. With the Emperor card over here, the practical growth is something that they're always looking for. So this may be somebody who may take account of your accounts before they settle down. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But there are people, and this is earthy, you know, Capricorn. I'm laughing. I have no earth in my chart whatsoever. But I have lots of, not lots, but I do have earthy friends. And that is how they will think. Because it's just, if it doesn't make sense in a practical way, it's just not going to work. I would say out of the earthy signs, I would say Virgo may be the one that are more likely to put up with no money whatsoever. As long as they've got a connection that works every day, you know, like somebody helps them, somebody puts the bins out, it's going to be more of a Virgo language. The Page of Wands over here. You've also got the Page of Wands. Wands are action orientated, but then again, it's still sort of curious, inquisitive and childlike. It's where can we move together? And there's a sense of intuition here. This person is almost watching how this relationship goes. And it's like, what's the word when you're sort of flying by the heel of your bootstrap? It's something like that. It's just, they're just waiting to see where it goes. Are they in love? No, but they will be, is probably what I would say here. This person's in for a surprise with regards to how they feel that their emotions aren't involved in their everyday life. And I think you may be the person that wakes them up to that. You've got here the Justice card and the Two of Wands. Again, this Two of Wands is a very sort of, I'm thinking. You've got the crystal ball there. I'm not moving. The Justice card is everything's balanced. Everything's okay. I'm watching to see what happens. I'm open. I'm curious. I feel like I'm losing the battle here emotionally. Something's been taken away from me. The Hermit card, after this feeling of everything settled and organised, and I can hold these barriers off, or I can organise what's going on, or I can feel like I'm in charge somewhat and keeping the sort of status quo. Then you've got the Hermit card, and this is where the wake-up call is. It's like, this may be somebody who has been brought up in a household where they feel that life is very straight-laced and organised and practical, and their parents, maybe those parents that were always there to pick them up from clubs and very much, you know, like made their beds and all these type of things, where a lot of feelings weren't discussed all the time, or feelings just weren't discussed, and there was no romanticism or no sentimentality, which I think you've got in the bucket loads over here. So I think they're being introduced into a different type of personality, and at the moment they're sort of settled with it because they think, I'm still me, I'm just seeing how it goes, as I said, with these curious cards. But there's something that feels is seeping away here, and there's an internal churning going on here. The churning of the Milk Sea, is that what it is? Angkor Wat, interesting place. The churning of the Milky Sea. This Milky Sea is inside them. I guess the churning of the Milky Sea, being the Milky Ways, is outside you and inside you. It's when you start questioning things and becoming more aware, and that's when their life starts falling to pieces. So I know I'm not answering the question yet, but I'm still going. For the Moon card over here, again, is a card of confusion and not really knowing where they sit. And here they've got emotions introduced. Does that sound right? Introduced. That sounded really weird when I said it. And you've got here some sort of deviousness going on here. I don't know if that's from you or that's from them, but you've got emotions that feel it's like something backhanded's happening, or they may feel that it's backhanded, or that you're playing a game with them. 3 of Pentacles. Finances, work, teamwork. It's like a plan, like you've had a plan. This feels like, I don't know how to say this, but Vivian Leigh, Gone with the Wind, my husband watched it probably about 10 years ago, I don't know, 5-10 years ago. And he's grown up with a sister and a mum who are very straight, very straight lace. Sister's quite masculine in the way that she, I don't know, whatever masculine or feminine means, but I would say, yeah, she's quite masculine with regards to what, in old-fashioned terms, you would expect masculinity to be when you're making decisions. She's very forthright, very straight in your face, absolutely petrifying, to be honest. But you've got here something that feels like deceit. It's like he or she feels that emotions are at play here and something's been taken from them. And there's something here that feels circumspect. I don't know what that means either, but that is the word that came to mind. It's like some sort of plan of action has been made and they don't know where they sit. And as I was saying with the Vivian Leigh and the Gone with the Wind, my husband's watching it and he saw that she was like making a plan to get Rhett Butler back. And the look of shock on his little face. He said, I didn't know women were like that. Because his mum and his sister aren't. They don't have wily ways. Yeah, and he's never forgotten it. He brings it off often and all the kids go, oh, what the bloody hell are you talking about? But this is a similar feeling here. It's like something he thinks is to boot that is underhand. So the question is, are they in love? They will be, but they're going to go through a questioning phase as they feel that they may, in some circumstances have manipulated that affection out of them. I don't know what that means either. The 3 of Pentacles is sharing and hopefully equality, lying still, and the love comes. A lot of this love possibly is based on physical attraction as well at the moment. I don't know what to say in this spread. What I would say is it feels like, with regard to what cards we've got here, is it feels like it's going through a process where your person may actually pull away from you and they think that something's going on, and basically what they're having is they're waking up to what it feels like to have emotions. They will question how this situation has happened, whether you've manipulated it. I don't think you've manipulated it. I just don't think they're used to this type of feeling. What you will end up with is that the feelings are reciprocated. I often think, well, I'm not saying they're not reciprocated yet, but they are. It's like an equality. I feel that you have the higher point. Don't know how to say that in a different way, but relationships often go through periods where one feels like they're in charge and then the other one feels like they're in charge. I feel that your person feels that they're in charge at the moment, but they don't later on, and that's when they fall in love. This person is a type of person that gets jealous when they're not with you because of the way that you look or the way that they imagine people being attracted to you. And the time that will be spent away, I think there'll be a little separation here. It doesn't even feel like an argument. It feels like somebody's just trying to gather their horses or their senses, that they miss you physically, the way that you look. And there's a sense of jealousy in here as well. So I'm now going to try, after it's a long-winded whine through these cards. And if you read cards, I don't know whether you think this is the same, but you've got some sort of dribbling out emotions. You've got a huge shock and a restart here. You've got curiosity with the little pages here. You've got a tough character here who likes to organise. You've got you being very soft over here. And you've got here what I guess is some form of weighing up the situation that goes internally. And on this side over here, you've got emotions that feel like they're being taken or manipulated, and it's like some sort of plan, skills, teamwork, and at the end you've got the 6 of Pentacles, which is an element of sharing and who is on top now. And I feel that it's the more feminine one, and I'm assuming this is you, male or female, is you, but there will be a period of break in between that. So are they in love or just enjoying the attention? They're enjoying the attention. They will be in love and they will question it. until it settles into, okay, this is a new experience to me. That's what I've got, pile number 1. And I hope that makes sense. If you do like the readings, please check out the website, huluppu.co.uk. I'm going to put different readings up soon as well, because things are changing in my house with regards to how I get my life organised. So, yeah. But anyway, hope to hear from you or see you. And over and out. Goodbye. Thank you. Bye. Okay, this, you've got the Empress here and the High Priest. This person's lusty, loved up, smitten is what I would say. Very different from pile number 1, which was interesting, but totally different feel here. This person's like obsessed, overexcited. I feel they're a romantic type of person, somebody who may have strong Uranus in there or Jupiter, where they do tend to get very sort of, they quickly fall in love. And they don't want anybody questioning it because they always know that they're right. There's that type of feeling in this. You've got here at the top, which the darker cards at the top tend to be more like an emotional feeling. To have the 8 of Wands in there, Eros's arrows. Everybody loves Eros. And Eros has such a profound meaning. I always think whatever I say, I totally miss the point. Eros is, let's just say there's a level which is like heaven. And in that heaven, everybody just loves each other, all connected, and the whole system runs on love. Eros, when it's in our world here, is an inkling of that. It's like soulful love. And it's a hint at what, I'm going to say God. I mean, I'm not religious, but that's what it will be. What God feels like. And you get it in reality. And it feels like a taste of excitement of what's to come and connection, and it feels karmic, and it feels like you've met that person, and it feels like you're wide awake for the first time in your life. And you will find that if you've got Eros conjunctions, I don't know connections then, but conjunctions with somebody, especially to personal planets or any planet, but that relationship will hit you like a ton of bricks. It will feel like lusty lion. It really will. Lusty, loved up, lion, lovesick, whatever. That's what it feels like. And it's beautiful. And we often feel that in every... I just talking to my husband about this today, this type of feeling. And I said, I wonder what it's like to not feel this at a young age. Because I don't think it's as strong as you get older. And it's such a fantastic feeling that I don't want to lose it. And I was saying, I know people that don't often display this type of feeling when they're young. And he was saying, yeah, some people just don't. He was talking about himself and me, but who knows? Anyway, the Queen of Swords over here, and you've got the Daughter of Air, which again is the Daughter of Swords, like the Page of Swords. Is somebody who is straight-laced. That's funny, isn't it? Because you want to say straight-laced and truth-talking, but you also get airy types that get totally lost in books and novels and films because the mind's stimulated. And you've got here the Mercury is the mind as well in Sagittarius, but it's overexcited mind. So I think that generally they can be quite sort of down to earth in a mental way. I know that doesn't make sense, but I think that they've lost it with you. I think they really are very much taken. The Two of Wands over here as well is tension, and again you've got this fiery feeling here with Eros, which is supposed to be Mars sort of related, and you've got this sort of electrical tension here, which again with the electric and this air, there could be Aquarian type energy in your person, and that's fixed air. So yes, they're not stupid when it comes to falling in love, but once they've decided, they flipping are stupid then. Once they've decided, once the excitement's got them. And I've put a little short on a long time ago with Keanu Reeves talking about Eros, and he was very articulate about it, and yeah, he was just magnificent. But I'm getting old, more old lady crushes the older I get. It's okay to have a crush on Keanu Reeves because he's old as well. But he could just see that he enjoyed, it was creative in him. And that's what Eros is, creativity. We create our reality. And somebody here is excited by it, and it's you that's making them excited. The High Priest down here is Taurian, but the Queen of Cups here is earthy. So you're probably quite centered inside yourself, but very kind. And there's something, I would say, probably one of the sexier signs is Taurus. They looking at Candace Owens today, and she's such a good-looking lady. Looking at teeth, thinking, oh yeah, what I'd do for those teeth. Give us your teeth, Candace. She just is a lovely looking lady. Not that I agree with everything she says at all, but she's a beauty. And the Queen of Cups here, and I guess, still talking about her, possibly that you can see that with relation to how she relates to her children. I don't agree with a lot that she says, but I just try and look for the good points in people, and I ignore all the crappy bits. The Queen of Cups here is somebody who is compassionate and kind and considerate, and that's how they will see you. The Ten of Pentacles down here with the High Priest was probably why Candace Owens sprang to mind, is that she is very family orientated. Just a sidetrack here, from doing remote viewing so much over the last couple of weeks, I've been doing like 2 a day, to the fact that I know I need to stop. It's blown my mind, is that it's taught me how to, me talking about Candace Owens, thinking, is that something I should mention? And I'm just thinking, well, yeah, because the card here actually links in with it in my mind, because I think that she's a good family person, but she can be possibly quite tough with people that aren't in her clan. And I think this person may be the same. As I said, fixity can do that, and I know that she's got an Aquarian moon, I think. I'm 90% sure. I never really know, but this is this feeling here. So yeah, you've got somebody who is beautiful and fixed, and they've made a decision, and that decision excites them. So yes, they are very, very, very much taken and in love with you. You've got here again more cards that are splendiferous. You've got the Lovers card over here and the Sun card here. That is just like shining a light on your nudity. And again here, an emotional connection there as well. It's feeling like a child. These 2 cards are when that little streak of excitement in life catches you again. And that's why we're here in the first place. That's what got you here in the first place. That is your rebellion. That is your rebellion. That got you here, and this here just enjoying it. And you're here. You may as well enjoy it, but don't get too attached. For both of you, for everybody. And that's difficult to do. But the Lovers is a sexual attraction. The Ten of Cups, a bit like the Ten of Pentacles, is an emotional fulfillment. And the Ten of Pentacles is like a physical fulfillment. I want to be family with you. I want to connect with you and live with you. This is, I don't want anything else apart from you, but maybe more of you, children, that type of thing. Or to get closer to your family, this type. That's what I would get from that. And the Sun card is awareness, clarity, enjoyment, childlike spontaneity, and Eros again. So yeah, without doubt, these cards are magnificent. This person is totally taken by you. The 4 of Pentacles here, and the Hierophant, slow it down a bit with the 6 of Pentacles. This is more like, this is steady. And because you've got the same card here, okay, this is somebody who thinks with their heart and possibly their loins first and practicalities later. And I think they may go through the practical stage where they're wondering whether it will work. How can you make it work practically? Can you move in together? Have you got a partner? Will that, always be so? Or can we make a work scenario? Can the finances work after the event of falling for you? So this is not so much, no, maybe. I was going to say it's not to do with attention, but I think, to be honest, because that card and this card are very much, Leo is the centre, likes attention. Eros and Sagittarius is very much on stage, talking, making everybody laugh. So I think it's both. I think they are in love with you and they're enjoying the attention. Maybe there is Leo, maybe there is fire, and they just want to be immersed in the whole game of living. And that's why the fires, the Aries, the Sagittariuses and the Leos, they tend to be the heroes of everybody's story. They're not the quiet wallflowers. They want to be the centre. And yeah, so they do enjoy the attention, and that is, they wouldn't deny it either. Not without there. There's a mental titillation by the whole events that are going on. This person gets a kick out of being attracted to you. They like to talk about it. They like to play with it. They like to think about you. There's an element here of perhaps fantasizing quite a lot about you as well, and also enjoying that with these cards here. It's electric, it's attraction, and they're enjoying both sides of the love and the attention. So yeah, this is fantastic. Yeah. That's how life should be. I do think that it's the best thing we can all do is live our lives like this, but to not get too attached. I watched the film before I go, Ghost Story. My sister gave it to me about 5 years ago, if it's that old, and I haven't watched it, with Casey Affleck, the man who dresses up as a sheet. I bet he got paid a lot of money for dressing up as a sheet. And at the end, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but it's when the attachment goes, that's when he's set free. And I think that story will be the same for everybody. So enjoy it, play with it, don't hold on. And that is for life, is such a big thing. You've got to enjoy it, even with what's happening in the world at the moment. Still try and enjoy every moment. Every time somebody winks at you. Oh my gosh. No, I'm going to tell you a story. I was going to tell you another story, but I think that's enough stories for today for anybody. Just enjoy it. Be immersed in life. Give out energy. Just give it out. Give it up. Give out energy and play with it. And that is probably the best advice I can give you at my grand old age. And that's through making many mistakes myself. Still doing it. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you. If you like the readings, please check out the website huluppu.co.uk. I'm going to change some of the readings soon because my life is changing. It won't make much difference to you, as in I'm not putting the prices up or anything. I don't think I have put the price up for about 5 years. But yeah, I'm just saying. Just saying. Okay, thank you very much. Love you. Bye. Okay. Hi, I don't know what to say here. This person's not somebody who plays around with emotions. This is somebody who's quite strong, who plays it straight, doesn't muck around people. What they say they mean, and they can possibly come across as a bit harsh at times, but they would rather do that than put a false face on and make a mess later on, if that makes sense. They're coming across as a strength card over here, which has a strong sense of morality, a strong sense of control over their wilder side. This isn't somebody you can manipulate. This is somebody, I honestly feel that they may be divorced, or they may have already got children, or lived their life quite a bit beforehand as well with these cards here. So you've got the Ten of Pentacles here, you've got the King of Cups here, there was a Ten of Pentacles here as well. The Ten of Pentacles is like an accumulation of factual events or situations in world, like accumulating the job, the first marriage, the children. It's like something has happened that has layered, and so that they feel as if they're quite mature, is what I would say here. The World card is like an ending to that, but there may be children involved. This person knows how to love. They're not easily led down some sort of, when you're 17, you fall in love with the wrong person because they look good. This isn't that type of person. So are they in love? The Five of Wands is the card that I will go to first, because that's where my eyes always go first. The Five of Wands is a sparky card of antagonism and almost like protection, maybe just with words. And you've got here it's like somebody who won't be rushed into something, is what it feels like. The Magician card down here, and you've got the Magician card here. You may have an idea of where you think this relationship is going. And you may be, this person's, it hasn't got the same idea, it's that they won't be rushed into it, is what I would say here. Because this steadiness here, this sort of fighty quality here, and the fact that the Magician card underneath here matches your card over here. The Magician card, as you can say, is whipping up a reality. And you're here whipping up your reality. And they're like, hold on. I'm steady, I'm experienced, I'm experienced in this, and I'm a good person. So I'm going to make sure that this meets the criteria. This will sound really silly, but the criteria that I like, so that I don't hurt you. You've got here the Two of Pentacles here, which again is not a card of rushing. It's a card of going over the same situation over and over again. It's like maybe this way, maybe that way. This person's experiencing you in their own time. And I know the question is, are they in love? They are. They're making a practical decision. You got it down here as well. You got the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. It's going to override any love. That is, well, wrong way to put that. It's going to override romantic love. It's going to be the type of love where somebody would, this will be like, you have like asteroids and in astrology, and Valentine is always like a sacrificial type love, and it's almost like related to Pisces, which I know isn't earthy, but there's that type of feeling here. It's the love that perhaps a father has for their daughter. Don't take this the wrong way. It's more a case of once they've decided, they would sacrifice themselves for you. So it's not love, romantic, misty-eyed and swooning. It's like, I will stick with you through thick and thin type love. It's a strong connection, and that's why I don't think they're going to, that's why you can't manipulate it. This person's beyond childlike games, I think. You know, the sort of, do I look saucy in this type game? It's like they don't care. They're attracted to you anyway. And I don't mean that in a dull way. It's a case of it just isn't, just not relevant to them. Earth tend to be that. I mean, Earth can be very lusty, especially Taurus and Capricorn, to be honest. Virgo, not so much. But they know what they want out of life. They're not easily shaken. They're very sort of like steady in themselves. They really are, aren't they? It always amazes me. I actually go quite quiet. I'm talking to really sort of earthy people because they don't try and prove themselves, or they don't shoot their mouths off. And I'm sort of a bit like Scorpio. I'm sort of watching, thinking, what on earth is going on inside you? Something very deep. What is that song? Something like True Rivers Run Deep or something. Something like that. I'm sure you all know. Put it in the comment section. Something like that. The Temperance card over here is again, it's the same sort of feeling, because you have got the earthy component here and you've also got the spiritual component. It's finding some sort of steadiness, because you've got the Four, you know, they're sort of resting on the Four of Wands here, which is action and it being steady. And the Temperance card is this world and almost like a leakage from the other. I can understand this spiritually. This person's made a decision. I feel that they're older, because unless they're extremely earthy, this is possibly how people who've had lots of experiences, all good and bad, possibly fall in love. I'm still silly, but it is like, okay, I really love you. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to make sure that you're happy, but you can't push me. And I don't know, because of this card up here, which I'm going to put another card on, whether you have sort of played games or you know, those yeah, we love those games. You know, those games that you do when you're like a teenager, when you're playing with life, and you've got to think of all the fiery people like the Leos who love dressing up and attracting and being the centre, and I love all that type of thing. I don't think your person's, if you do that, they're like, you don't need to do it. Let's have a look what the Five of Wands actually is here. It's just like, I will take my time. We've said that already with this Magician card. I think you want to know, you want things to be a little bit more electric, a little bit more exciting, a bit more passion. They're like, you know, I like you. Very, very kind and very, very steady, very giving. Been through the mill, this person, I think. Not in a bad way, but just in like, okay, you can't make me move faster. Why do you want them to move faster? Because you're afraid that they may not be there forever. That's got a feeling here. Please excuse me, because this may sound rude. These are questions. I don't know, you know, anybody who's looking at the readings, or maybe my sister. But maybe you have lost a relationship before, I don't know, and it's painful and you want to, it's like wanting to hold it before it moves again. I don't know. If you knit the Magician card, which is trying to make something into reality, their thoughts, and you've got it over here, and you've got pain here, it's almost like using the mind to, it's a bit of anxiety in there maybe. Please excuse me if I'm wrong. As I said, I never know. I just knit cards together. So yeah, you may be wondering, and they're like, why are you wondering? This is like this. I was talking about Gone with the Wind earlier. I haven't seen the film for quite a while, but there's a relationship in there that's not Rhett Butler and not the other lady, Scarlett O'Hara. It's the soldier, and I don't remember their names, and the wife, and they have this type of relationship which is sort of in here, which is very steady, you know, through eternity, and you won't change me. And Scarlett O'Hara is trying to get herself into that relationship because she's a bit more sort of, wants life to be a bit more exciting. You got that card just trying to ripple out my hands. Don't try and push it, don't try and change it. I will answer the question in a minute. Let me just put one more card down. Why so strong? Through teamwork, through working through situations, through practicalities. This is somebody who's older or very, very mature. What does their love feel like? It feels like they're the boss. It feels like they want to take care of you. Okay, so excuse me. Are they in love with you? They are, in a way that is strong and steady and unwavering and possibly not very dramatic. If you're earthy, you will love it. If you are very sort of Aquarius or Uranus or fiery, or Gemini, perhaps something like that, you'd be like, where's the displays or the excitement? This person doesn't need that. I think they've had that when they were younger, possibly, or they've had a rough ride. If they are still young, they've had a rough ride with a particular person where they don't want to play games anymore. But this person's here for the long haul, and they're not going to be rushed along in this connection. Is probably what I've got here. Are they in it for attention? Absolutely not. Not at all in here. This isn't somebody who thinks out. This is sound rude, but outside themselves. They think about you and your life together, but they don't think what it looks like to anybody else either. There's nothing to do with attention, and it's like, you know, quick gratification. It just is what's going on between you, and there's an intensity in here that is quiet and rumbling. It feels a bit like a river that is moving, and it's you know, it's good and it's going in the right direction, but you can't change the path very easily, and you don't think you'd want to if you understood exactly what their feelings are, which are very, very, very strong. So that is what I've got. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. Yeah, it's grand love. It's got meaning behind it. It's got substance. It's not trickly or made up or MTV type love. Is MTV still there? I don't know. It's not for show. It's not TikTok love. It's real. It's just like strong love. Okay, pile number 3. I'm going to leave you with that. If you like the readings, please check out the website. It's huluppu.co.uk. The readings, I've said this on every reading, the readings are changing because my life is changing, the time that I've got. It won't be anything, I don't know what I'm doing yet, to be honest, but the readings will change slightly. I won't have a difficult impact on you whatsoever. As in, I'm not putting the prices up, is what I'm trying to say there. But yeah, I will have to make it a bit easier for myself. Yeah, and no prices, same length of time, nothing taken away from you. It's just me organising myself and talking too much. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you, bye.